Hello, St Primary School. It's good to be with you again after a long time. How are you doing? Well, we've already got to harvest time. So here are a few thoughts about harvest for you. Now, do you know about the word harvest? I've got a few things I can tell you about this. It comes from an Old English word meaning autumn. So harvest time is autumn time. And of course here in the UK, the autumn is the time of the year when many plants produce their fruit, their grains, their seeds, and they are harvested. And autumn is the harvest season, harvest time. But we also use the word harvest to mean the crop itself, not so much the time, but the produce from the plants. And we talk about the harvest of wheat or the harvest of apples or whatever you like. Now, I've grown a few things not very successfully this year in the Vicarage garden. So I managed to produce a few weedy courgettes. They haven't been very good this year. And also some sweet corn, but they're not very big, as you can see. And I like the colour of them, but I've only got two. Do you know what that is? It's a pumpkin. That's right. So we'll see what that tastes like in the next few days or weeks. I also have grown, I have to lift this one up, some beetroot. What do you think of that? They're not very big, but I'll be cooking those up soon. And just to my side here, can you see all these? Quite pleased with how they look. These are some chilies, hot, and some tomatoes up here. And this variety doesn't go red, it stays yellow. So some yellow tomatoes. Now harvest time and harvest crops are not the only meanings of harvest. There is a third, much older meaning. You might be interested in this because the word harvest seems to come from an ancient word meaning to gather or even to pluck, and it gave rise to words like karpos, which is a Greek word meaning fruit, and carpere, a Latin word to do with to seize, and perhaps you've heard the phrase carpe diem, seize the day. And it also gave rise to the term carpal, which is the name of the bones in our hand, the carpal bones. And this means that harvest can be about, if you like, what we have to hand, what we can hold is harvest. And I think if we can hold something as a harvest, then perhaps we can hand it out as well. Now, of course, farmers need to make a living out of what they grow. It's their livelihood. So they sell their crops, and the money they make helps to support their lives. But all of us can only harvest so much, can't we? We can only hold and grasp so much. What will we do when we have all that we can hold in our grasp? What will we do if we have more than enough in our grasp? That's an interesting question. Now, it seems obvious to me that one of the most important things we can do if we have plenty is to share it. Thankfully, many people do share all kinds of things about what they have within their grasp. And it makes the world a much kinder place, don't you think, when people share things. And thankfully people share things like food and materials, of course, but people also share money and time and their skills and their insights and their knowledge. And it's happening all the time, thank goodness. People are sharing You share things, I share things, many people share what we have in our grasp. And it makes the world a much better place. But harvest time is useful. Just adjusting my kneeling here. Harvest time is useful as a reminder of the importance, I think, not only of what we have, but how we can share. And of course, for Christians and people of some other faiths, there can be a very strong sense that everything we have has been given to us by God. And so there's a sense of responsibility to look after it and to care for things in our grasp and to use our various harvests carefully and wisely and to share as much as we can with those who need it. Now, I don't think my chilies and my tomatoes will go very far. There aren't that many of them, maybe a couple of meals. But this time, this harvest time, this season of harvest, I will be thinking of other ways, I hope, that I can continue to share what I believe God has given me. Now, maybe we think, well, I haven't got much. I can't really share much. I haven't really got anything. Maybe that's what you think. And it might be true, fair enough. Maybe we haven't got much. And maybe from time to time it's us who need to receive from other people. But I think even when we haven't got much stuff in our grasp physically to give away, we can still share lovely things like happiness and encouragement and patience and friendship and faithfulness and courage and peace and hope and love. All of these things can be shared. And in some parts of the Bible, it says that things like these are the harvest of the Spirit of God. Well, there's a thought. Well, let me finish with a prayer from my tradition. May God, the source of all goodness and growth, pour blessing upon all things created and upon us all, that we may use our gifts for God's glory and the welfare of all peoples. Amen. Thanks for listening. See you again another time. Bye-bye for now.